time at Dish with D. That's me. Thank you for clicking on this video, making yourself a priority. I'm Denise. It is Wednesday, and today is Dish with D's Wednesday Wisdom for Weight Loss. You guys ask questions, I answer them with my experience on a weight loss journey, losing over 100 pounds on the Weight Watchers plan. I am currently a lifetime member, 10 pounds over goal. We're outside today. You guys love when I film outside, and I thought, what a great day. It's not too sunny yet, it's early, so I thought we would film outside a little bit today. So let's get to those questions. Thank you for asking them as well. I posted in my Facebook group questions the night before, say, hey, give me your Wednesday wisdom questions, and you guys always come through for me. So if you are not part of my Facebook group, hit that link down below, Dish with D's crew, and join us there. And if you don't do Facebook, email me at dishwithd@yahoo.com and let me know what your question is. You can leave in the comment section below as well. Sometimes I forget to look here. Hashtag honest. So let's get to this week's questions. This one was sent to me right after I filmed. I felt really bad because I always shut off the comments on the post. This way you don't keep posting, because I don't want you guys to feel like I missed it. But she messaged me, so I said I would save it for today. And shockingly, I remembered. So this question is, I am near Weight Watchers. I watch a lot of your talks. I do have a question. I eat a lot of low point foods and I have a lot of points left. Is that bad? And no weight loss, but it seems my belly is not that big. All right, my first question would be, how much weight do you have to lose? That's a big deal, because the less you have to lose, the less you're going to lose every week. It's science, you know? Like, you can't compare a person who has to lose 10 pounds like myself to somebody who has to lose 100 pounds. It's a totally different animal. You're going to see different weight losses. I'm not going to put, it's very rare that I pull off a pound at this point. I mean, I do occasionally, only when I haven't had a weight loss for a while, then yeah, maybe I'll throw that pound out there. But very rarely I'm at that point where it's kind of like, it's like this, not like this anymore. It's like this. Low point foods. My question is, again, are you eating enough? And the only way to know that is do a couple of days of the standard foods that you eat, check the calories. Make sure you're hitting your calorie goal, because if you're not, it's going to stall your weight loss. You know, you think to yourself, well, if I'm eating less, that's good. Not really, because here's the thing. Are you going to continue to eat that less? No, because your goal is maintenance. That's the goal, and the goal is maintenance. And when you hit maintenance, we'll get to that. Not much changes is what I was going to say, but I want to know how much you're eating caloric-wise. Are you eating a lot of 0 point foods that, you know, you're having points left over? I mean, let's face it, 0 point foods have calories. So if you're eating enough of those, you could be hitting your calorie goal. And how to find that out? Everybody's is different. You just go to that little chart. It's all about sex, age, height, and it'll give you what your calories should be. And if you say, sometimes it'll say how much weight do you want to lose. This is your calories for like half a pound a week. And you can do that, and that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to lose like half a pound a week, especially at a lower weight. So I know it's very not a thing that people want to hear. Oh, I only have this to lose. And it is a little bit harder. It is. I mean, it took me, when I hit goal, 6, 7 months to lose 13.5 pounds. I know I lost 100 like that, but yeah, it just slows up. Your body doesn't really, as much as being less is healthier, your body doesn't want to let it go. So I hope that answered your question. Let me go to here. I am new to maintenance and I have a hard time. Do you have any tips for helping me stay motivated? My biggest tip is, when you're on your weight loss journey and then you know maintenance is coming, realize that nothing's going to change. Just because you hit maintenance, lose your weight, doesn't mean, okay, I can eat the old way again. You can't, because you will gain weight. Now with, I don't know about, because I follow Weight Watchers, mostly healthy, I track bites, you get maintenance points. I think you get 5. Don't quote me on that, I think it's 5. I encourage you to add those in, and because if you don't want to lose anymore, there's no sense being in that, what I call weight loss mode. Add those points in. But use them for like higher fat dairies, higher fat cheeses, things that you're afraid to spend points on, because, oh, I don't want to spend points on cheese. I'm that way. I'll tell you right off the bat, I don't like to spend points on cheese. But if I know I'm going to have a low point day, I will add cheese. For me, I'm not a huge cheese lover. I could do without it, but if I have points, yeah, then I'll add the cheese to my burger. I don't need it, but if I have points, then I'll utilize it. But just know that you're not alone. Maintenance is, I really feel like they should have a special group for just maintenance. It's a, you know, because it's a different mindset, because there's no victories in maintenance. You don't get that pat on the back on the scale with the weight loss. It's just, you go up, you go down. That's why you get 2 pounds with weight, we'll say with Weight Watchers, to fluctuate up or down, because they know in maintenance, you could be up, you could be down within that little window, and that's okay. It doesn't mean you've gained weight because you're up 2 pounds. It just means that's what your body's reading, and your body can fluctuate. That's why I try to call it weight gains. When I know I've had a good week and the scale doesn't reflect that, I say the scale fluctuated this week, because I know I did everything I could. I knew I had the best week that I could. I know it was within my points. I had enough to eat. I didn't have any crap. I didn't have any binges, because yeah, girl, I still binge once in a while. It happens. It's normal to have a binge. When you think it's not, it's normal. So that's what I would say. Staying motivated is knowing that, you know, that's why I always say fit in foods you love, because this lose it like you're going to live it is such a true statement, because you're not going to lose it one way and live it another. It doesn't work. So eat those foods, you know, enjoy your pastas, enjoy your cheese if that's what you like, enjoy an indulgent treat, you know, don't sit there and save it for 1 day a month. I mean, you could have an indulgent treat a couple days a week if you fit it in. And I provide you with a lot of low point treats that are easy to make. Everything you have on hand, like the whoopie pies. You can make a whoopie pie and be within your points, and it's still a treat, and it makes you feel satisfied. Satisfaction is what keeps you going. If you're not satisfied, if you're dieting, you're feeling unfulfilled. So we have to get rid of that diet mentality, and that's a hard one because nobody talks about it. I even think even Weight Watchers has a little bit of a diet mentality sometimes. Some don't, depends on the leader. Not all leaders are the same, but there are just some that you have to lose it like you're going to live. You can't lose it one way and live it another. It's just not going to work. You're not going to see those same results that you're used to. So fit in those foods, account for them, tracking. I know people hate to track. I know they do. I hear all the time, I hate tracking, I hate tracking. Am I going to have to track the rest of my life? Yes. And think about it. It's a small price to pay. A few minutes, not even minutes, seconds at each meal to put your food in to keep your weight at bay. I think that's a small price to pay. It's not like you're talking hours. You're talking seconds to put it in there. And when you realize you're doing it to keep the weight off, and the more you do it, the more you're just going to grab your phone and you're just going to put it in, or you're going to grab your pad and paper, or however you track. Maybe you don't like the app. Maybe you'd rather track on paper. Find whatever works for you. Maybe you would like to have one of those like fancy books. There's everything for everybody. You know, not everybody's cookie cutter and they all like the same things. Y'all like different things. So find out what your niche is and do it. Not a question, but a big thank you. I struggle with weigh-in day binges. A few weeks ago, I asked for Wednesday wisdom, and you definitely helped. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, because I really believe that's diet mentality again, because we save it all up for that weigh-in day. Oh my gosh, we save it in for that weigh-in day. And I just went off the page for the questions. So when you lose it, like when you live it like a lifestyle and you're having stuff, there's really nothing to binge on. Why? Because you're eating it. You see what I eat in a day. You see I have chips. Why can't you have chips? I will tell you, single serve bags are much easier because I know I can't weigh too many. And if I'm trying to be a little bit more diligent, I like the single serve bags. I love the Pitos, I love the pop chips, I love the popcorners. You know, they all range from, you can get Pitos for a point a bag, you can get pop chips for 2 or 3 points a bag, and there's puff ones, and there's so many fun things out there. Sam's Club, Costco, you can buy them by the case, and they're pretty affordable. And if that's what keeps you on track, that's what keeps you on track. There's no shame in buying pre-portioned chips. You can even get like regular chips, like Lay's, in a regular portion bag. I think they even sell them like snack size. Like if that's your thing, if you don't want the baked or the healthier ones, you can, you can't have more than it's in that bag. And what's funny is, and I say this all the time, I don't open another bag. Well, why not? I don't know. But if I was putting them on my scale, I would eat them. Know who you are and know what works for you, and that's it. And I'm proud of myself for that, but I do think it's a bit odd. But that is, you're welcome. Do you think limiting carbs helps with weight loss? I do a low carb protein and vegetable program and lost quickly, but the weight loss wasn't maintainable. I agree. Low carb, I say this all the time, low carb, you will lose. You will lose, and you will lose a lot fast. It's science, you will. My problem with low carb for me is I just can't sustain it. I like carbs. I like bread. I like things that have carbs in them. Should I limit the amount I have? Yes. I try to be around 110, 120 in carbs per day. 35 per meal. You know, sometimes I go over. When I have my overnight oats, I'm probably over 40, but I don't sit there and not have it because it's 40 carbs. I just watch my next meal and try to keep it that way. I've done low carb for a week and I'm like, wow, the scale really does go down. I can't sustain it. And it's all about, I say this all the time. I feel like I say that all the time. I say this all the time. It always bears repeating. You have to do something for the rest of your life to maintain your weight. And if you can live on low carb, then go for it. But if you're just doing it to lose weight and you're going to eat more, it's just not going to work. And save yourself the aggravation. You know, yes, we should limit our carbs, absolutely, but carbs aren't bad. They get a bad rap. Carbs give us energy. And if you're a person who works out, you need carbs. You need them. You know, there's good carbs and there's bad carbs. I have a whole video on carbohydrates. I remember to link it because I think I just talked about it recently as well. I will link it after the video. So I won't leave it there because I don't want you to leave the video. So I'll link it at the end. And it's eye-opening. And you think to yourself, oh, bad carb, bad. Not all carbs are bad. They're not. And we need them, you know. Definitely need them. So let's go over here. Hold on. A couple more questions. I'm always on the lookout for the food pushers and the enablers, people who want me to take home food. Then I realize that I am a food pusher and enabler. My brother actually said to me, stop giving me food, it tempts me all week. Well, I think we become food pushers because we need it out of our house. We don't want it there because if it's there, we'll eat it. And sometimes we give it to the men, you said your brother, because we feel like sometimes men don't cook and don't have food around, and we always feel like we got to take care of the boys. There are food pushers out there. There are people out there, and especially like it seems to be older relatives. They always think they like you the way you are. They think you look fantastic, and that's such a wonderful thing to know that you're accepted for who you are. And there are some people that look down on you for who you are, look at you and give you that, she's fat, you know. And there's people that just think you're beautiful, and I love those people because you are beautiful. And if nobody told you that today, I'm telling you that you're beautiful, you know. And it's hard, it's a mental thing. I would say you just want to get rid of that food, and I agree. And I would say ask once, if they say no, then don't force it. You know, freeze it. Freezers are great. You could put it in little meal containers and have meals, you know, for a later date. So freezer comes in handy for that. Like get little, like, you know, meal prep containers. You could make little meals up and put them in the freezer. If you can't freeze it, you really need to get out of your house, take it to a shelter. They would love to accept food. But yeah, I get it, but getting rid of it. Once you hit goal and start to add points back, what is the best plan to do that without gaining weight? How do I know how many points is right? Well, if you're on a Weight Watchers app, they'll tell you, which is kind of nice. They tell you 5 points. And any app that you have will give you that if you take it out of weight loss mode. It'll tell you what you should have. So I always say, look at the app that you're doing and see that. You're not talking, like I said, you're talking, I think Weight Watchers is 5 points. That's not a whole lot of points. That's a bag of chips. So it's not like, but it's something that's going to keep you 5 points over than what you're eating, keep you a little bit at a maintenance level. I went maintenance level as soon as I lost my weight. As soon as I hit goal and hit in lifetime, in January of 2020, I went right on to maintenance because I had been in weight loss mode for years. And I just needed to maintain, and I did really well on that mode. I didn't start gaining till 2020, about a whole year. And then I actually lost while I was on maintenance, which is hilarious. I think I lost another 3 or 4 pounds. And then I decided to go back in weight loss mode, and then it all went to hell in a handbasket. But that's a whole other video. But yeah, absolutely. If you are done, you need to go in maintenance. And whatever app you choose will tell you what you need to do, whether it's calories, whether it's points, bites. Everyone has a maintenance section. Just look for it. If you can't find it, I always say, Google it. I have problems with food pushers, even though I have been at goal. are you still doing that weight thing? They usually answer, I usually answer for the rest of my life, but that doesn't stop them from pushing the boundaries and maybe giving me some, okay. We kind of talked about that, but it's always good to go over it again. There are people out there that think you're too thin. Happens to me too. I'm like, really? I love those people. But there are people out there that worry about you, because when you lose weight, to some people, it means you're not well. That's just their mentality. They don't realize that you're absolutely encouraging this weight loss, but they see you as sick. I know. So they want to give you food, so if you eat this food, well, she's probably okay, she's going to eat this. Know that it comes from a place in their heart that they're concerned. They are. They don't get it because maybe they never had to lose weight. Maybe they never wanted to lose weight. They don't know what a weight loss journey even looks like. Like, I've had aunts, they've, you know, and I get that. You have to understand where they're coming from, and know that it probably comes from a place of love. And there's some that it comes from a place of let's mess you up, because there's people out there that will do that. There's people out there that don't have your best interest at heart. They just want to see you fail because they can't do it, neither should you. There's two sides to that. When it's sad, because you're like, if you're going out with people and, oh, you don't need to do that Weight Watchers thing now, you eat, because they don't feel guilty eating poorly when you're eating good. So also recognize that person, and, you know, again, I don't think they really mean it. I think that it's just that thing in their head that is making them say that because they feel bad about the way that they're eating. So they have to bring you over to their side so they don't have to feel that bad about themselves. So I hope that helps. But like I say, if people want to give you food, you take it, put it in the freezer, or bring it to a shelter, throw it away. Because sometimes you can't get out of there without taking something, because I've been there. They'll force it down your pocketbook. Just take it, thank you, and you can ditch it. How to best plan and track for special restaurants. I want to have biscuits and gravy at Magnolia Table, but they have no nutritional information. I've asked, and they said they don't have it. I always say, look in your app for a comparative recipe, and then just break down what you think is in it from the recipe and give it points. I call that deconstructing it. Like, what's in the biscuits? What's in the gravy? And you give it points. Are you going to be perfect? No, but you have to give it something. I would, when you're out, I kind of stay on the side of a little over extra points just to be in safe. And, you know, but I'm sure you can find in your app, whatever plan or app you do, there's going to be something for that. That's what I would do, and I break it down into ingredients. And, you know, let's face it, you're not eating a whole cup of flour in your biscuits. So you figure out how much flour is in your biscuit. You know, I go with a 1/4 cup. That works for me. And then I go from there. So that's what I do. I deconstruct it, and I do it all the time, because not everybody's going to have everything for you. Nobody's going to sit there and hand you, here you go. I mean, I was asked the other day for the calories for my cottage roll. And I thought to myself, I'm going to have to figure it out. Why don't you figure it out? You wanted me to figure it out. I wrote down what was in it. All you had to do was sit there, look up flour, egg white, cottage cheese, baking powder, and you'd find the calories out. So, but instead of doing that, you asked me. And not that I have any gripes about that, because, you know, but I wanted you to do it. I left that comment up there a couple of days, wanting you to do it. Because when you put work in, you learn. When you want somebody to do it for you, you learn nothing. You learn absolutely nothing. And that's what Roy from Recipes with Roy and I talk about that all the time. I'm here to help you. I want to see you succeed. I want you to grow. I'd love you all to have your own YouTube channel. I don't want to spoon feed you. I want to give you ideas that spark interest, that you're going to go out there and make something with that. When somebody did that, they took the cottage bun and used Kodiak birthday cake mix and made, I was so proud, because you used what I took and you ran with it and made it your own. And that's what we want that's what I want from you. I know that's what Roy wants from you. I don't want to always be here. I hope someday to not be here. I hope you all just grow and hit all your goals and learn. Like, I feel like I'm repeating myself for some things, because I want you to grow, and that's not an insult. I have such hope for everyone, because that's how I did it. I was on Weight Watchers how long? Come on, I was 50-some years old. But I finally took the time to research, to look at the things, to track. Yes, I finally tracked. I wasn't a big tracker, I would admit that. But when I learned that I tracked, I can learn that I could eat more. And I was shortchanging myself a lot of times. So that's what I want for you. I have the hope that you will grow from all these things that come out. I would never hurt anyone with food. I do it to help. I don't think we mean to be food pushers. I think, like I said, most times we're food pushing for men because we don't think that men could actually take care of themselves, which we know some of you really can't. I said that at a party the other day. Most men who lose their wives remarry. A lot of women don't because they don't need a man, where a man needs a woman to take care of them. So I think that we have that in our, we have to take care of men because I think that's why you push the food to the man. That's just my take on that. But that is it. So thank you for all your fantastic questions. These were some deep ones, and I hope I gave you some insight. Biggest thing, the takeaway from this is maintenance. They need just a guide for that. I always said maintenance needs their own meeting. They do, because it's a whole different thing. And I say this all the time. When you're losing weight versus not losing weight, the journey doesn't change, it evolves, and nothing much changes. That's what I said when I made goals. She asked me for some words of encouragement for the group. When I looked at her, I'm like, words of encouragement, okay. Off the top of my head, I'm like, nothing changes. I used to treat goal like the Emerald City. I was Dorothy, and when I got there, I was going to, no, you still on that yellow brick road. It never changes, and there's nothing wrong with that when you realize that this is your life. This is how you're going to eat. Fit it in. Enjoy the food. Love your food, because if you're not loving your food, you're on a diet. This thing's going to rain here. It got really dark all of a sudden. I apologize for the lighting. It was pretty nice when I came out. So that is it. If you enjoyed these videos, let me know with a big old thumbs up. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button, join us here at Dish with D. We are trying to hit our goals one step at a time. And if you know somebody that can benefit from this content, there is a share button. Share this video with somebody at your Weight Watchers, your Zooms, your groups. Share it all around. She gives you permission. And I will have that carbohydrate video at the end of this, with also another video for you to watch if you're bored. So thanks for watching. I will dish with you another day. Bye bye, lovelies.